Hey, what's going on, gamers? Famous YouTuber Fire Shepherd here. Today we're going to be talking about Overwatch 2. Now, Overwatch 2 is a pretty bad game. I've played a decent amount of it. I guess this would be the best way to show it off. So, I mean, I'm mostly a little over halfway through the Battle Pass. Of course, I didn't buy it, but I might if I complete it. But I don't know. But Overwatch 2, very greedy game. It's pretty bad, but it could be worse. And I think this is just like the starting phase of it. Probably whenever they roll out like the campaign mode, and it's more of like a purchasable game, I guess you could say. They'll probably start rolling out some of these changes. And if Blizzard hasn't thought of these ideas yet, feel free to take them. Uh, they're just really good monetary systems that I think the community would really love. So, starting off, we should have a different queue for people that don't have the battle pass. So, like if you go into quick play, and this is like a minute, this is 3 minutes. Times that by like five, maybe. So if you want to play healer, 5 minute wait. Damage, 15 minute. And it's really good because sometimes like tank goes up to like 8 minutes and a 40-minute wait to play Doomfist. I think the player base would really like that. And don't get me wrong, the non-battle pass owner queue, it's not like to put you in a different lobby. It's just it's just a time restriction. Like it really doesn't start looking for players until 5, 40, 15 minutes. Anywhere like in those time spans. Until that time passes, then it'll start looking for players. So like even a 5 minute wait before it starts looking, it's really going to end up being like a 6 minute or longer. So I think the community would really appreciate that change. Really good for the longevity of the game, because if you're making people wait longer for games, then they're going to have to put more time into the game if they're not a battle pass owner, and that's just really good for the overall health of the game. Furthermore, I'm really surprised they didn't do this one. If you don't have the battle pass, it should lock you out of game modes. Like we just had the Halloween event. If you don't own the battle pass, you shouldn't be allowed to participate in that. Like it took a lot of development time to make that event. A lot of time and money. And if you're not going to pay for the game, then like you really shouldn't be allowed to partake in that. Especially because in like the what was it, like 6 years since Overwatch 1 last had an update. This game just came out. Most of those 6 years was used to make that Halloween event. So a lot of development time went into it. But even whenever there's not an event, lock us out of. Lock us out of. I really hate to say it, but lock us out of Total Mayhem. One of my favorite game modes. Lock us out of No Limits. Don't let us play OG Overwatch. Back in the day, whenever just regular quick play was No Limits, because that's how it was back in the day. I guess you could keep payload maps, 5v5s. No 5v5s or 3v3 eliminations. You shouldn't be allowed to have like team deathmatch with your boys. Like that's a paid feature. So yeah, those are just some of the game modes, and like all events definitely like lock us out of the game. Another one, and I feel like this might be coming either in the next battle pass or the one after, but I know this one's most definitely coming. The battle pass, after you buy it, like, and you get the levels, and like let's say if I hit like level 60 and I had the battle pass, like I would get this skin. That's really generous. Like, because the battle pass is what, like $10. So okay, like how do I buy goober dollars? So yeah, it's like $10 for the battle pass, and you get like, look at all this shit. This is all the stuff that you get. You get all of this stuff. Well, that's if I upgrade it. But like you get like all of this stuff, like so many legendary skins, and for $10, because like you look in the shop, like $10 won't even get you a legendary skin. I guess it'll get you this one. I think that's an old one though. But like it won't get you this, whatever the hell this is. Um, so $10 to get multiple battle pass skins is super generous. So what I think is going to be added, and it most likely is either next battle pass or the one after, 100% without a doubt. The battle pass, you still go through it the same way, and you unlock all this stuff. But whenever you unlock it, you don't get it. It'll just unlock the ability to buy it, which I mean I think that's really good because like, players don't want their they don't want this to be all cluttered. Like if I go through all this and I'm just like, ooh, I want to change up my Torbajorn, 85 cosmetic. You don't want to do with that. And so like a lot of them, like you look at like Tracer 102. That's crazy. But like I'm never gonna use this skin. I might use that skin. I kind of clean, but I'm never gonna use the. Okay, I might use that. I'm never gonna use this skin. That's ugly, looking like the Grinch. Okay, never gonna like, So just like letting the players like know what they're getting, like they just buy the skins after they unlock them in the battle pass. I think that's really good for the player base. The people would definitely like that. It's just way too generous. Like the artist worked way too hard on this cosmetic for you to just get it for free. So making them unlock it and then have to buy it, really good for the game, I would say. um Another thing is like right now people are saying this game's like super greedy and stuff, but it's honestly super generous. Now the next thing, these weekly challenges, like if you do these, you get free goober dollars, right? Which in a short period of time you could get a legendary skin just from grinding out your weekly challenges. It only takes like 7 or 8 months if you do them nonstop. So and that's a free legendary skin. Like that's honestly crazy. They should, and they probably will at some point. I think most likely next battle pass or next major patch, lock the rewards for that, both XP and the goober dollars. Lock that behind the battle pass. If you're not paying for the game, like why give you free currency? Like that just doesn't make any sense. And a really scary thought is that if you did those weekly challenges, you could buy the battle pass eventually. You might miss like 3 or 4 of them, but like eventually you could buy the battle, and that's kind of scary. Like that's a lot of money lost for Blizzard, and they're a struggling indie company. Um, so we gotta try and stop that before it happens. Um, Another thing, what it can either go two ways. So, or maybe they hit you with both. Um, if you don't have the battle pass, any skins that you do have, whether you bought them in Overwatch 2 or you brought them over in it from Overwatch 1, any skins, cosmetic, voice lines, paints, any of that stuff. Well, paints you can get through achievements, but fuck it. Even those paints do nothing. No emotes, none of that. If you don't have the battle pass, just default everything. Like it'll just make it so that everything's default. You can't put any of your skins on, and that's only if you don't have the battle pass. If you have the battle pass, then you just play the game like normal. But if you're not paying for the battle pass, then just turn everything back to normal. Now, that might be kind of, that take a lot of development time to implement that in the game. So, honestly, I think this is most likely the number one thing that will happen in Overwatch 2. I guarantee this is coming, but the devs will at some point, or the people at Blizzard will most likely say that everything that was brought over from Overwatch 2, like any skins that you have, that's a bug. Okay, that wasn't supposed to happen, and that they'll be resetting all players back to having no skins You know, because you don't want to have a competitive advantage at so early on. Like if you look at Hanzo, he's got this skin on. You know, you can't even get a headshot on him if you're shooting from above. He's got this big steel plate here. You know, you can't do that. Um, you look at Flahidre over here. Her Halloween skin, like not that one. Where's the one where she's like headless? Do we have that? I don't think we have that. This one? This one? This one? I don't know. It's one of them. But like there's one where like she's like headless. I think it's a like a victory pose, right? Pumpkin. I don't know, but it's one of them. Like one of these, she's like headless. I'm pretty sure it's this one. Like 90% sure. This one. Yeah, like this one. You can't even get a headshot on that. So how is that fair? You know, if people brought this over from Overwatch 1, it just wouldn't be fair. So I guarantee some point, probably before the end of the year, or definitely like around Christmas time, they will say, hey, the skins you brought over, all the voice lines that they brought up from Overwatch 1, that wasn't intended. It was a bug. We're going to be reverting everybody back to having no skins. I think that's most likely going to happen. Because, I mean, it really at the same day, it does make sense that it was a bug. I mean, Overwatch 1 is a completely different game from Overwatch 2. I mean, they have different numbers in them. I mean, Overwatch 1 wasn't even called Overwatch 1. It was Overwatch. It was just Overwatch, you know? In Overwatch 2, they put a 2 on the logo. Like, hold on. Look at that. It's right there. That alone took 5 of the 6 years of development that Overwatch 2 took, putting that 2 there. So definitely out of all the changes that I've brought up here, that one's the most common because I mean it makes sense. Different game, you shouldn't have the skins that you got in Overwatch 1. And a lot of those skins you just got for free in Overwatch 1. You just open up loot boxes as you play, and a lot of money lost for Blizzard, you know? Like, let's say you lost your Doomfist Karate skin. You know, this is, what is this, like a $40 skin if you were to buy it in the shop? You know, I got that for free in the Battle Pass back in, the summer games? Or not the Battle Pass, the loot boxes. I got that free back in the day. It's like, you know, I really like that skin, you know? It's Doomfist. He's number 1. And like if they took that away, you know, then I'd have to pay the 95, 85, 100 plus dollars that it'll cost in the shop. So yeah, I mean, it just makes sense. Different game. The skins, you know, they definitely weren't intended to transfer over from Overwatch 1 into Overwatch 2. So I think that is one of the most likely changes. So these changes, all of them are definitely coming into the game. Just a matter of time. And there might have even been some that I didn't think of or missed. So yeah, tell me what you guys think. That's the video. Peace.